All right, friends.
Yo,
Hello.
yo.
Hello. Welcome to the Super Metroid Multi-Category Map Rando Tournament. We are currently in Game 3, because the other two games were played, of the second round of the upper bracket of the Gold Division. And we have Nevdi versus TechnoWaffle. So, winner of this moves on into the upper bracket. Loser gets knocked down into the lower bracket. Joining me on comms
What
is
up,
Emmett.
everyone? This is kind of an anticipated match among the recent races. I've seen Nevdi get a share bit of grief for this match. However, kind of unwarranted because Techno has been doing extremely well in races lately. So I've been seeing Techno place like top 5 constantly. And yes, this is the Nevdi Morph special. I think he did that the second game 2, 49-minute morph. So now we got game 3, Nevdi versus Techno.
Look at that cute little picture.
Oh, what, Nevdi? Oh, wait, the cat? I like that. Yep. Oh, dude. Okay, so here's the thing. One, it's double suit, which is Nevdi's favorite. And, well, and now instant morph. So I know Nevdi is feeling so... My man has the biggest grin on his face right now. It's insane. And not just because the 49-minute morph. He just greatly prefers early morph.
You know, Emmett, I gotta say, I like Techno's first decision. Taking that morph and immediately following the morph tunnel right to the left gets rewarded with progression. Save and supers.
That's
slightly
really
ahead
nice.
of Nevdi.
A little bit ahead now.
Yep.
Kind of a spicy early room too, as you can see. Like, I mean, you know, they have Varia and grab, so it's really just fine, but it's kind of just an awkward room to traverse in general.
Yeah, sometimes when you start in these weird rooms where there's enemies, I like to just instantly load because you often just get scammed.
They smack you around.
I think
scouting early pants room, I think that's good for like high level runners, you know, so like, okay, maybe I don't have to worry about that later, you know, like fiending for a way to get through. It's a small thing, but oh wow, some more items coming up for Techno here.
Animage or spring ball. That's interesting.
I guess you know more about this than I do, but I guess I don't know. I mean, because they don't have bombs or power bombs yet, it's probably logic for maybe a couple rooms. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Ocean, maybe top of ocean. I don't really know.
Ocean is, that's the common one that you see. Like you end up in the top of ocean and then you have to like spring ball to get through the other rooms.
Right.
Spring balls off the wall jump are not in logic, so we're not going to explain anything like that. But there are definitely rooms where you might have to do like a spring ball jump. I think Red Tower actually bottom to top is a situation where you will have to spring ball jump. And Techno,
I think Techno got a little confused or something here, right? So
yeah, didn't see that up door and was maybe thinking something else.
Yeah, even though he already got that major, I feel like that supers. I think he could have known that connected, but yeah, it doesn't do too much. Now Nevdi's a little bit ahead. Did Nevdi fully explore this, actually? Did he go through this room?
No, I don't think so. Ooh, okay. Nice.
So a bit of a route divergence then.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I think, this is pretty well. Oh, that's what I was talking about right here. I believe logic is going to make you go up Red Tower with the spring ball. So you're not expected to do the spring wall. You're actually expected to just do a jump morph from that ledge with spring ball. That's the logic here. Yes.
Just jump morph, and that's
which is funny because it's honestly also difficult.
Right? Yeah, I don't think it makes it that much easier. It is easier, of course, but it's still not. I mean, as you see, Nevdi top runner, he's feeling it.
Yeah.
It kind of allows Techno to catch up because as you can see, you have to wait. If you mess up, you kind of get badly punished.
Oh, Nevdi actually struggling here.
He's struggling, which is huge.
Ooh.
Oh, Techno sees
doing
the wall jump.
Yeah.
Okay. Immediately just going for that. Oh,
wait a second.
Lead on Nevdi. Oh no, Nevdi really struggling. Okay, nice.
Okay.
Well, basically a tied up game now.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's saying something when Nevdi's like, massive experience, has speedrun experience, lots of rando experience, and Techno getting that wall jump or getting that spring ball jump really, really quickly. But yeah, we've justified this use of our spring ball now. So it's kind of like, now what's our next point of objective? Now
Right,
it's just like, we don't know. It's just, we already found our progression, the path of the progression with the spring ball jump. Now it's just a matter of finding what our next item is going to be, basically.
10 supers. Is there any world of like a green gate in logic from that?
I think the green gate, you need, I think, like 15 supers to be in logic.
Okay.
I want to say it assumes you're going to miss it like 14 times. I'm pretty sure that's like the number. So yeah,
which is, which is good because that's how many times I'm missing it.
So this is probably
the reverse. Techno struggling here. This is now Nevdi's strength because this is like PRKD Red Tower. So, and again, it's not free. If you get hit by one of these, you're sent down to the bottom. You have to know the right visual cue to jump up.
Yep.
But yeah. So power bombs online. So now I think Nevdi's probably really comfortable with this seed now. Once you have more power bomb supers, spring ball, like double suit, like nothing can really stop you for the most part. You just need to go and explore and find the objectives. Yeah,
so this is where things get interesting. I think we could have deduced that this item over here in green Bryn Chef is almost certainly going to be power bombs, just because there's not much we can do, and the power bombs immediately opens up, the door above green Bryn Chef, right? So the interesting thing about this point is because we already immediately found the use of our power bombs, which is almost certainly going to have the progression here. Now we don't, once again, we kind of don't have anything to do. So the best play is to just go for the map.
Yep. Okay, we see a major at the top there. We see Dragon. See a good bit of hollows and X's too, like right next to him. Kind of not the easiest to get some of them, but we'll see what Nevdi decides to do. I think there's a lot of decisions here. Okay, skipping everything, going straight for the major.
I like that play. You could obviously do Dragon, but honestly, that Dragon's going to be pretty slow right now with your ammo. Like, so stall it out as long as you can if you want. Where's Techno going? Techno's
Speed or grapple? I'm a little confused because Techno fell earlier. I guess Techno's just deciding to go to Aqueduct because of those two items, probably. Which...
That's a reasonable play, I think.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's just pretty far back.
Well, also, it looks like Techno doesn't have the map for Turian, so perhaps the Turian map was nearby.
Ooh, okay.
That's interesting. Mother brain information immediately for coming down here.
It'll be a lot more interesting. I didn't see, but if there's areas that Nevdi can go up top here, that changes things. But otherwise, Nevdi will probably find... I don't know. I don't really know how this would play out now.
Yeah,
he's gonna get this major still. Struggling a little bit. That wall jump's tricky.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. It kind of just depends on. We'll have to take a good look at the Green Bryn map again. But if Green Bryn is essentially a hub, this could be that information could be really good for Techno. But I'm not actually sure if I saw any other reasons to connect it to.
Any zone, which makes me think that this will end up a lot worse for Techno. If this is and speed for Nevdi, I think also kind of makes things a good bit worse, but we'll see.
I will say, I do think Nevdi's choice to go kind of aggressively for that Green Bryn map, I do heavily prefer that as an option.
Yeah.
But I understand what Techno's thinking. Like, okay, Aqueduct opens up. The two items are auto logic because the snail clip is not really expected.
Right, because you need to have at least X-ray, right?
Exactly, yeah. So, funny enough,
X-ray
Nevdi did just get Speed Booster. Yeah. So it's possible that this is the next step in logic that Speed Booster expects you to get. So we'll see.
Aqueduct, it could be possible. Which I think Techno kind of needs this to be something good. Okay, he's got it, I think. Yeah. More soups.
Okay,
all right, just soups and missiles. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I would do what Nevdi did there just because if I feel like having the power arms and supers and double suit, in my mind, I'm like, well, I can basically get every map, right? So that's just what I feel anyway.
Yes. Yeah, completely agree with you. However, the one thing I can appreciate, even if I don't necessarily agree, I would lean more towards Nevdi making the right choice here. One thing I will say is Techno kind of just immediately made that choice, right? There was there's a plan, and there was no hesitation in executing that plan. And I think that's very important in map rando. We talk about pause time and stuff like that, right? Just okay, I have this thought, I got these power bombs. This is something that I remember I want to do. I'm going to do it. At least is executing quickly on that plan. Now, obviously, leaving Dragon behind is going to potentially be trouble, as is potentially going down this one way kind of being in trouble. Okay, let's not do that, but yeah.
So it's kind of an awkward situation here. I mean, there's probably more pathways to get to that map, but actually, is there?
I didn't really get a great look. I'm kind of also focused on Nevdi doing this fight. This is not a quick fight at all.
This is a little gnarly. Did he get? Oh, he did. Oh no, he's speed.
Yes, speed. Okay, that'll be a little faster. Obviously, Nevdi's got to be a little bit careful. I'm sure he's going to be kind of conservative about this and not just potentially die to chain damage. So I think you're going to see like 2 sparks and then maybe just the rest would be ammo, is my guess. But with no other damage, I think he can go for a 3rd here as well. Yeah, so it looks like he's going to go through 3. Here on out, he's not going to do anymore. Okay, that was not a good, not the greatest spark, but
if he does it again, can be in trouble here, but it looks like he's just going to finish with supers. So this is it looks like if Techno can do this, he should be able to get back so far if this ends up being something. If he has to bail on this, though, it's kind of rough.
Yeah, that's
he's
not
already
very
looked
good.
for so many directions to the left there. It's kind of a rough situation for Techno, but he might be able to make something of it. I guess in this spot, I would be like, it'd be really hard for me to bail on Meridia and go back because I've committed so much time and effort here. I would like really want to make sure I try to make this work before leaving.
I kind of agree with you. I do think, I guess it sort of just depends on how you're thinking to approaching this. Like if you're thinking like, okay, this is just what everyone does, then it feels a little bit different. But I do think that is not the standard play.
Right.
And Techno is going back to Brinstar.
Yeah. He will have a little bit more supers, but it doesn't really change too much of what's going on here. Nevdi's pretty good at not pausing, so I haven't really been able to see this map. So his strength is weakening my knowledge here because I don't really know. I don't think there's another connection, but he might show us what's going on here soon.
I think someone may have said that there might have been a wreck ship connection into Bryn. So we'll see if that's the case. Now, the interesting thing here is I think depending on where the map is, it's possible that Nevdi is not incentivized to go kind of randomly check that door where Mother Brain is. So if he somehow doesn't get that information, that could, of course, be a big deal in the future. But we'll see. Nevdi taking a save right here in Bryn. Techno's retracing the steps to get back into Bryn.
I like just clearing these out if you're not comfortable with this room. Because every time it knocks you down, you actually lose a good bit of time. So
So yeah, Nevdi heading up to Wreck Ship. This elevator takes you directly to Wreck Ship. This was the connection we're talking about. Yeah. You know, this will be interesting if Wreck Ship ends up being the hub for, let's say, Norfair and Criteria or something like that, and Nevdi just gets like in this horrible situation where he has to do all of those zones.
Yeah,
and all the bosses are stacked here. Techno has that Mother Brain information. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. But so
Nevdi
far,
currently
I'd say
has
that
the lead.
Nevdi's in good shape because Techno's basically just now doing Bryn where Nevdi has already cleared it. So the slight advantage I'm maybe going to say for Techno is Techno might be able to hit 30 supers easier for like Ridley if they don't fight charge because he did pick up an extra super in Aqueduct, but that's kind of like a little bit of an edge case, but it could prove useful.
Okay. This looks really good for Nevdi. Really good for Nevdi. It looks like the world ends going up top. The world ends up here, and it has that singular cross.
Wow, Nevdi moving a little bit.
That double suit.
That's so good for Nevdi. Is there? I wonder if was there any items or anything he's gonna look for? Any majors? I didn't see.
I think at this point in the game, he's kind of just going to blast through everything and just pick up whatever resources that are like nearby him,
right in front of his face.
Yeah, pretty much, because he's like very close to being able to just kill Ridley here. Assuming he can double hit a strong amount of the power bombs, he's very, very close. Already.
So he's gonna grab this. I wonder if he bails or if he's going for this major. Looks like he is gonna puke this major.
Yeah. If it's close enough, if things are close enough, like you kind of have to just grab them because even if you don't need them, they might just speed you up. Where is he going exactly? So there was a major through all these rooms?
Yeah, I think there's a major way to the left. Oh no, it's X's. Oh, okay.
I don't think I like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I. This is interesting. I guess 20 supers is like a point where you get sort of baited, but he has so many zones to still explore that this probably is, you know, a slightly weaker decision. But Eddie knows more about that than I do.
Yeah, this looks a little conservative on Nevdi's part. I think this takes a little bit too long, but it is 2 items.
Yeah, I feel like if you had screw or something, that could make that a lot better. Or
yeah. It is 2 items, so you know this is kind of the worst case scenario for him. Power bomb and a missile. That's exactly like what he didn't want to see.
Right. I mean, I guess
2 power bombs.
2 supers would have been pretty dope.
Yeah. Either way, though, I think it is a little. I think it's just a little too out of the way. There's so much of the game that's left to explore. Of course, you can run into Ridley right away, but you still have to find Pantoon still. I think there's just a good chance. He basically has Ridley ammo already, right? Like he can do it. Obviously, you don't want to lay too many power bombs; they're a little bit slower, but but either way, I think it makes sense. He's going to just approach it that way, just to make sure he can. It's a little bit of a safer thing. I don't know if he would necessarily do that in like all cases, but yeah, he's doing it.
I wonder if you're gonna go for those X's, if maybe you search for this major first. Because if it's charged, then you're a little less incentivized maybe to look for the X's. I think if he was going to search for the major, then maybe he should have done this first. But I don't know if that order of operations is like better. Because if it's charged, I would then maybe think he wouldn't have checked the X's.
Yeah, it sort of just depends. I think at the time when he was probably making a decision, when there's plasma, not useful without charge, but I think at the time he was making the decision, it was probably like because he was at Dragon, and then at that point, like you're right next. That's as close as you'll ever be to that stack of items. So yeah, that's probably the decision at least. Let's see what Techno does here.
Techno's speed. I guess it kind of looks like he's heading towards Dragon now.
Yeah, you know, this is funny. From Techno's point, I actually don't want to fight Dragon here.
I was kind of thinking that too, because, well, you can explain.
Yeah, so the difference between Techno and Nevdi's situation, why I think it's fine for Nevdi to do it, but not necessarily Techno, is Techno knows where Mother Brain is, which is down below.
Right.
And Techno obviously still has to beat all the other bosses to beat the game. So if Techno goes into Wreck Ship, there's the worry on Nevdi's end is, oh, what if I go into Wreck Ship and the game ends there and I didn't kill Dragon? I have to backtrack for Dragon now. But Techno has the knowledge that Mother Brain is down below. So you can go into Wreck Ship safely, knowing that there is no situation where like, okay, all the bosses are here now and I can no longer, and then I have to backtrack for the Dragon that I didn't kill. So in this case, I think it's better for Techno to just go into Wreck Ship, maybe find a better way to kill Dragon and then come back. But it also just depends on how close you are.
It looks like Nevdi did not scout Mother Brain. I mean, he's probably going to get the map though anyways.
Yes,
exactly. So I agree exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking, what Eddie was talking about. Basically, once you're past Mother Brain and you have her knowledge, there's no reason to really stop for bosses unless you can instantly zap them, because you're always going to have to come back. So it just minimizes, you know, like no matter what, he's gonna have to kill Dragon. So if he's planning to go to Wreck Ship, which is above, you can just leave Dragon for now until you can instantly zap. It looks like I think Techno's trying to get an item here. Oh, he's going for that major. I see.
Yep. Nevdi skipped this.
Nevdi
understandably so. There's only so many. When you're not playing double suit, you want the suits. Obviously, right? But when you're not playing double suits, there's only a select few items that you're looking for. One of them is going to be speed.
Right, speed and
there's the back of Mother Brain. Oh, yeah, exactly. So, nice. If you see that Shaq Tool's guarding this, you can see from the outline of the map, right? This major's too slow. Now, obviously, if Techno gets charged here, it's Honestly, questionable if that's going to save time because Nevdi, look at Nevdi's ammo, right? Techno's ammo too.
Yeah.
It's pretty darn good. So
basically, charge here is the only thing I think that makes this worth it.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, that's a pretty big bust, I think.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it could just be like, you know, let's see. What are some rooms that with Nevdi's loadout you might not be able to get through and you need the space jump? I don't actually think there are any.
What about
that screw attack room was one of them, but Nevdi figured out a way to get through it.
Screw attack room, right? That's like the only one I could think of is screw attack room.
Well, Nevdi actually just went through it, and there is a way to spark back out. So, yeah, I don't think that space jump's really going to help. It's going to help with a little bit of movement, but Techno obviously is falling a little bit behind just because Nevdi's getting all this stuff done, and Techno's kind of on an item hunt here.
Right. Let's just look at that X, both the X's maybe.
Okay, but Techno is going for the X's now. Ooh, this power bomb count is looking okay, but you can get a refill right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little seahorses drop a lot. So, ooh, super pack.
So he's looking for us. What he wants. There's supers right there.
Now, I will say, I really just don't see Nevdi struggling to. I think he's gonna be fine figuring out the ammo situation by the end of the game, even if he doesn't find charge. But you know, there is a world here where you know, the seed just does not give you anything else, and charge is just in the middle of nowhere that you'll never go to. I was gonna say like behind Shackle, but we already stopped behind Shackle. Yeah. But Techno's ammo looking obviously really good, especially if there's a super. That's gonna be pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Okay, just a power bomb.
Well, the third super, I think, the 30th super will be in Wreck Ship when he goes there, but I think there's only one way for Nevdi to go now. It's just Meridia, and he has Mother Brain knowledge. If I'm Nevdi, I'm in this situation, I feel good because Nevdi hasn't really made any like missteps. Like,
I agree.
He's only made like some technical, you know, mistakes, you know, like failing the spring jump a little bit, but that's about it. And there's a super right there, so I mean, Nevdi's got to be feeling extremely good.
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, that's the one that Techno had gotten earlier. So
now we have some thoughts. So was there a Zeb skippable option in front of Mother Brain? That is something to think about.
No, I don't think so, because it's the left pit of Red Tower where you power bomb in.
Yes, where you power bomb in. Okay, so that's probably not going to happen.
This area's a little awkward too because they don't have screw. Actually, this is an issue without space. I'm realizing.
Nevdi,
actually only one solution here, I think. So you have to get this green gate. So if Nevdi misses all 24, 23,
you know, he's kind of known for missing these. Oh, there we go.
There he goes.
Clutching it out for game 3 though.
Because the only other ways to go left here was that area where you needed space, high jump, or bombs or grapple, and he has none, or and then golden trees was blocking the other way. But Nevdi's in good shape now. Looks like Techno's finally heading towards Dre. Gonna clean this up real quick. 30 supers now though for Techno.
Yep. Unfortunately only has 16, but you know, if you can get you know, at least like a decent shine spark in, this is gonna be relatively quick.
Right. Oh wait, what's the one-way situation here? I mean, he's probably, I think, does he have to fight? No, he can go back up through the green, I think.
Yeah, I think regardless, I just don't think there's really anything that's going to be gating Nevdi.
Right.
Even if he had to fight GT or anything, he's got plenty of ammo. So.
If you didn't have speed here, it'd be like you'd probably want to really make sure on the map because there's like so many one-ways, but he has speed, so he's probably like, yeah, I'm going to be all right.
All right, so Nevdi's running around. Techno is trying to finish up this Dragon fight.
Yep.
I don't think was able to get a solid hit on Dragon, so from this point on, this fight's going to end up being kind of slow.
Yeah. And it's kind of rough too, because you're banking on a little bit of oof. That's kind of
that hard to read by Dragon. Yeah, just gooping right out.
That was
3 swoops on the bait.
Dragon is certainly a powerful opponent in this environment. When you really want to end the fight quick and you want to get short charges, that's when Dragon is like going to be your biggest nemesis.
Yep. Dragon knows when you get the spark and then chooses to goop.
Yep. She also like triples her HP sometimes, just randomly.
Yep. Looks like that spark kind of whiffed a little bit for Techno.
Yep. Again, this is kind of like a this is also why Nevdi for sure want to choose double suits. I do think any percent runners get a little bit of an advantage. I mean, I think Techno does any percent as well, but Nevdi's just more seasoned with that. But like, you know, we're familiar with like the sparks and stuff like that. I think bosses just end up being a little bit easier.
Yeah,
and then
there's a lot of edge you can get.
Yeah. Because like I think this fight, Dragon is like really annoying and difficult if you're not getting sparks. Like you just have to farm missiles and
ooh, this could be a little that timing was too early. When Dragon goes off to the right side, Dragon really takes a long time before showing up. Yeah. On the left, Dragon appears almost instantly.
Yep. Good job dodging the webs though. That can just slow things down a lot.
All right, Nevdi gonna go and get this map. Fantoon chilling in Coliseum.
Yep.
Let's see what Maria has.
Fantoon room in a way because it's so far. Especially if you don't know that that's a Fantoon map, you'd have to go and check it and then come back. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. We got a major down the right pit, and then we just see Norfair.
Huge reset.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep.
All right. So, did the runners come from Turian? Is that correct?
Well, yes.
Or did they come from
Turian? I think they started in Turian.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Started in Turian, and that's where Mother Brain is. But they haven't seen criteria yet.
They have not. No. Okay, so Nevdi looks like he's trying to pick up a little bit of ammo right here to finish off his what he needs to beat the game. I think he has no intention of finding any more majors at this point. If this is a super, this is basically perfect for him. And it's not. Classic.
Yeah. Classic. Baron strikes again.
Now, something to keep in mind in these situations is always like, okay, where's the refill? Is there a refill by Mother Brain, right? Because without ice and without a way to speed Zub skip, unless you have like a spike suit, sometimes you want to think about just blasting out the Zubs and then maybe killing Mother Brain from the back entrance. But in this case, you know, Nevdi's just really, really, really close to being able to do this. But it looks like he's gonna grab this GT item.
Yep. There is that annoying farm with the 2 tubes and Red Tower, but I think they have a really high super drop. But there we go. We got 30 supers from Nevdi. But like you said, he still can't, without skipping Zebs, you'll have to refill. So, and then you'll have to find a refill after, you know, eventually killing Ridley as well.
All right, so Nevdi opting to kill GT. I didn't know if there was the way back because there was the green gate.
Yeah, I don't know what his route was up top, but maybe he just thinks this is faster anyways.
Yeah, so there was the Croc Escape green gate item with the item that you get locked out. I didn't see the top route exactly. It could have maybe been the other gate, but yeah, I mean, with 30 supers, this fight is, you know, at the cost of pretty much all your supers. This fight does go fairly quickly. So as long as you can find a refill, like, you know, no harm, no foul. But yeah, that could get a little awkward if you find Ridley and there's just no way to refarm.
Yeah, that would be, exactly. Kind of always got to keep when you end up you know, skipping charge, you do kind of have to keep your eye out on those like recharge stations and stuff. Just like keep a little mental note of that as you like traverse around. I wonder what Techno will do. He's definitely way less incentivized, I think, to check this major in X though.
Yep,
because he has 35 supers.
Yeah.
And speed and space. So I do think that puts Techno in a good spot. I guess if I'm Techno, I would feel like I did a lot of like extra checks, and I would maybe try to play more aggressive. But I'm curious what he does here. Doesn't have a setup, so I'm wondering if he's got the right pixel here. Looks like Techno has the eagle eye, so
might have tiptoed a little bit without us seeing.
Yeah.
So
right. It's tough though. It's tough to get in the right spot without doing the bomb or power bomb setup. Oh, big pink for Nevdi and Norfair here. Just the next zone.
Pretty much we're just hunting for Ridley at this point. Nice power bomb. Grabs it for fun. Literally just grabbed it for fun. No other real explanation.
Yep.
Grab the missile. He's going to take the bottom right door and try to get this map.
The only kind of nasty situation here for Nevdi is if there's just like no real good refills, he'll have to come back into like big pink and just farm the tubes or something.
Yeah, it's looking really good for Nevdi right now. I mean, pretty much what needs to happen is like Ridley's gonna have to be in like criteria, and it's gotta have to be really, really convoluted the path, so that Nevdi gets confused. But you know, Norfair's typically the biggest, so it's very likely that Ridley is right here, and that is kind of a funny path. But basically, grab the major, kill Ridley, go back out the ram. That's gonna be the path to victory for Nevdi right here. I'd
probably check that X just cause, but I don't know if it's worth it. And Nevdi's not gonna.
Well, was there a farm? That's probably what he was staring at. I feel like there must have been, because if there's not, then
with how well this seed's been treating him, he's gonna get charged here. Oh, okay, never mind. So actually, that probably, you know, Nevdi's probably open for charge there. It solves a lot of issues. That's Metal Pirates above him though. He could just farm that.
Yes, but it looks like there might be a farmer right to left right here.
Oh, so wow.
That's what he was staring at.
Very, very good for him. Even after he kills Ridley too, he could just come here and farm if he doesn't have a farm on the way back.
Yep. So there's Metal Pirates really and this farm. So honestly, Nevdi playing this one extremely cleanly, I would say. Tough to beat.
It's really hard to beat. I will say Techno saved some time not checking the X's or major though in that area, and that's like only good for him. So
yep. I think the big point here is, you know, Techno decided to. I don't know if Techno thinks it's necessarily a divergence play, but I would consider, you know, going back to Aqueduct for the items. I would consider that a bit of a divergence play.
Right.
I liked how fast the decision was made because you know that shows you have a plan, a game plan. But I do think that, you know, Nevdi's game plan of immediately getting that Bryn map, you know, obviously worked out better here. Now, of course, it didn't have to. It could have just been like a total bust.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you have to come back to Bryn later after doing all the stuff in Turian. That could have happened.
The logic could have been like speed was there, right? And then you have to get speed and go Aqueduct, like Eddie was kind of saying earlier. That could have been the logic, which meant that like suddenly Techno would have been ahead by going straight to the next, you know, objective point. All right, Nevdi on Ridley. Wait,
that's not good.
Yeah, it's not great.
That was one miss.
One miss. I mean, one miss will back up, so it should be fine. He can kind of miss. He can kind of wander a bunch here and be fine.
Yep. He's got 12 missiles to shoot after he lands all of these, and that's good. Exactly 12. There's the count. Missed one super, started with 29, so every 6 missiles is 1 super. So knew the exact count right there.
I think here, oh wait, there's a little connection I didn't even notice to the left.
Yep.
I guess because he doesn't have ice or charge, I wonder if he's at all considering these majors.
Yep. That's where things get a little confusing. He's gonna have to. Well, first he's gonna have to get through here.
Oh, he's going for. Wait. Oh.
Nice little morph.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen him do that. Another power bomb. Doesn't pick that one up. Pick up the other one. You know, it was. You know, the 30th one is good, but the 35th one is too much.
We're done.
All right. So with no ice or charge.
Yeah, ice or charge could be good. Okay, there's screw. Wow. He says, nope. I'm not even getting it. I might have gotten it, 'cause I actually think that would save me more than like 6 seconds, but maybe not.
Well, at this point, I think Nevdi's probably gonna have to pause and think about and try to figure out what the farm situation looks like at Mother Brain.
Right.
Because he's gonna have to be blasting out the Zebs.
Yeah. Would you have grabbed that screw?
No.
Okay.
I don't actually know how it would even save me time, to be honest, but
it's just like the few moments where, like, you know how he jumped and bonked into that pirate? Like, how many times will he do something like that? That's all. But you're right. I mean, I don't really think it is like, you know, worth it.
Yeah.
But once you have high, and he doesn't. Okay, because he doesn't have space, it also like the value's less, and he already knows where Mother Brain is.
Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering, he's not pausing at all, right? So I'm wondering if
he might just be like, I'm gonna farm the tubes and well, he's gonna get this little health refill and go to Torian. That's the way back. But
yeah,
I wonder if he's like, yeah, I'll just farm the tubes outside. That farm's really bad though, actually. I think it's the one where those like flying enemies fly in a really awkward way, and it's incredibly hard to farm.
Yeah.
So far, that's the only one I remember, but he might have something else cooking.
It does work.
It works.
I have a feeling he just
high super drop rate actually.
Yeah, I have a feeling he knows of some farm. Maybe he's only thinking about that, but I feel like he's not going to come here without thinking about that. So
we'll see.
I think he thought about
I don't see anything else. I think it's the tubes.
Okay, so he's just gonna go farm those.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he's got some sort of tech here.
Yeah, so the main thing is it doesn't matter where you are on the X position. You just have to do a little jump, and then it triggers the top one.
Yeah.
So I like standing in the.
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
I like standing in the center, and I just do like a shot.
Pretty good job. Okay, recovers it.
Yeah, okay, so he's gonna go twice. The other option, of course, is to farm up and then get a Zeb skip somewhere. I don't know if that's something he saw. Or sorry, get a spike suit, but yeah, it looks like he's just gonna blast out the Zebs.
Techno working now, Fantoon. Unfortunately, Fantoon got away from him there, so he's gonna have to wait this out. There it is. Got kind of a really slow appear there, so he's frustrating. Does he have enough? Well, he has enough to at least kill the Zebs. No.
Yes. Okay. Oh, he should blast out the glass.
He can break the glass here, right?
He can. He should blast out the glass. He's choosing not to. That's okay.
It's fine. I guess he has 50. You know, he has enough.
Yeah.
Not do that.
I think that would save a little bit of time. It just reduces a lot of ammunition. Oh, where's he going? He knows of a farm. He knows of a farm. Ooh, the farm in Bryn too. Not even in the same region. So Techno getting making short work of Fantoon right there.
Oh, there's the refill right there.
Oh, wow, that's crazy that he remembered that one. I would not have remembered it.
I'm really impressed he remembered that. That's crazy to me.
I would have stared at the map for a while. I would have to stare at that and to figure it out.
That's actually, to me, incredibly impressive that he's been thinking about that this whole time. Wow, that's a really good refill. That's really impressive.
It's also why he didn't refill his health. Now, obviously, you're not really too scared about having 313 plus a full reserve on the way, but he did skip a refill on the way.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought he was going to get it, actually. And then,
so he knew. He knew that there was a double refill here.
His whole plan had. I like that then he farmed the tubes, just get enough to do this, and then he went. It's actually quite efficient then.
Yep.
We just wish he broke the glass, but it's not a big deal.
All right, so are you ready for something, Emmett?
Getting in there. I never do that. I'm always scared. All right, what him missing 9 supers with no save?
He's probably got this, but
it is a little
found criteria.
Oh, you're right. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about how he can only miss 2 supers, which is to me a little stressful. It's not
a little bit. Yeah.
One duck and you're suddenly like, and no ducks, so it should be good. Ooh, a little spicy, but no, Nevdi's totally fine.
Nevdi just slamming all the missiles just in case, you know.
So, Okay, well, he does know where Criteria is, right? It's next to Warfare, I think.
I believe it has to be fair. So
Yeah, it just has to be. And there's no other zone, right? It's just it's not a 2-zone situation, right? Or is it? Torian, Brinstar, Wreck Ship. I think we've seen everything.
oh my god, wait.
305.
Hold on.
Oh.
Oh.
Oof.
I mean, Nevdi's really far
It
ahead
takes
of you,
a
right?
while to get to Norfair, though, so like that could be the bulk of it. But that's a pretty long one.
Yeah, that's. You know, if you're entering Norfair and there's like 2 minutes left, and then you see the map like 15 miles away, that's always like, uh-oh.
This
could be
almost a potential uh-oh situation.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's see how fast he gets into Criteria. I'm curious how much time will be on the clock.
Yeah, if he's got like, let's say like 50 seconds on the clock, then you know the ship
And
is
it's
like going to be really close unless
right
he
there.
misrouted. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like a big relief. But if you get there and you have 2 minutes, you're like, this is nasty because it could be bad.
No, most of the time it does just kind of work out, but when it doesn't, it gets really, it can be really bad, of course.
Right. Because then you're doing runs to get the map.
Mm-hmm.
And every run takes like 3 to 5 minutes, right? So.
Scroll map.
Oh. Okay. I think he will probably be fine because of how huge this map is.
Did he?
Wait.
Where was
Where
the
Criteria?
I didn't even see it. Yeah.
Nevdi saw something we didn't, because I didn't see it.
I straight up did not see it.
I didn't see it either. I saw him scroll, but I didn't see it. Oh, top right. Okay.
Yeah, perhaps I don't know if I don't think the game feed's cut off or anything like that, but
No.
he was kind of looking at the top right area, so perhaps he just remembered that was in that area and he's just trying to figure out the path up there. But
okay, so probably top right, big pink.
Oh, he reset. I think it's because he took the top entrance into Norfair.
Oh,
and it looked like that was losing a lot of time. So
Nevdi has a strong lead, but you have to delve into his psyche a little bit. As Nevdi 1-1 in this series, the heavily favored runner, second round losing dreadfully with a 49-minute morph. I think this is very stressful for him at the moment. That's how I imagine.
Yeah,
I think this would be incredibly stressful. Because you are under. I mean, there's nothing. In the end, all you have to do is be, well, there's only one thing I can do, and it's just play my best and get to the point. You know, there's nothing else you do here except just try to escape. You know, there's no more decisions to be made. Really. And then he played so well though that he might feel a little more confident that he does have a lead.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. So I was just staring at Techno's map. I still didn't see Criteria.
Yeah, I still don't see it.
Now, I will say, like you said, if I'm Nevdi and I played the way that I did right now, I would be pretty confident.
Right.
But you know, you always will get a little nervous in this situation. But if I'm him, I feel like I did everything pretty smoothly and everything worked out pretty well. I would find it hard to have. When I see how Nevdi played right here, I would say it's actually hard to beat Nevdi here. So I think he can have some of that confidence, but you know, with these long escapes, you're always going to be a little nervous.
Every failed escape from here, though, will be like an added layer of stress.
That is true.
Then
yes,
can potentially lead to mistakes. But
these are pretty. If you fail an escape, kind of in this, it takes a long time to recover.
Yes.
So, yeah. But if he can second try this, I think he'll feel okay. But if he has to reset it one more time here, barring that criteria is not like totally like wild, I think he'll feel
connected to the criteria. No, not yet. He's zipping though, like he's moving. So
yeah, there's that
high ice.
Elevator up here.
It is 1:40. It's definitely not close.
Oh, right? 1:40 still? Okay, so
40.
So where's the map? That's the real question.
Knock off 30 seconds of movement. It should be about 1:10 seconds of map to explore.
It's time to pause.
Honestly, that map's not. I guess you just go straight for that map, right? That's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, you know, it's like possible that they can't get to the map. That's the funny part, but.
What do you mean?
Let's see.
Oh, right, like
it's possible it's some crazy loop. Yeah, and the ship is like you know, easier to get
we
to than
can
the map.
only hope that's is the case, because I think Nevdi's probably like there's no real shot Nevdi can lose, but you know, I want to see him panic basically.
Yep.
And
Alright,
this
here's
is
the
a
map.
pretty good situation.
Yep.
Chip's gonna be top right. You ready?
Top left, I'm calling it.
Wow.
Oh,
That's a map Rando player for you guys. Too much. I can't win against this much experience.
I feel like we're used to, like, you know, you start. Remember the ship starts? You always get ships.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
you used to be able to wall jump the bottom left door.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely a pretty kind map. He only did. Honestly, he wouldn't have even had to reset if he didn't misroute the first time.
That might be the case. Yeah, I didn't get to look,
yeah.
but
he might not
put
have
it
even
down
needed
square.
a reset. Actually, wow, with a minute left, actually.
GG.
GG's. There it is. Nevdi takes it.
Well played,
2-1 over Techno. Techno was
right.
catching up. I mean, he was on his way to Mother Brain after this, but Nevdi played really well. Nevdi had a very strong lead.
And there's the forfeit from Techno as well. You know, Nevdi taking that game. Yeah, I think a lot of it ultimately came down to sort of that that initial decision sort of put Techno a good bit behind, but Nevdi was also kind of moving really fast. Obviously, the boss fights went really well for Nevdi as well. So
Right.
Overall, the double suit kind of coming in clutch for Nevdi for game 3. Also, I would say the big thing is that they started right next to Morph. So
I do think that's a big thing. Yeah. No hard counter on Nevdi.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I think interview. And there we go. We have the winner of today's match and the runner-up as well, Nevdi and Techno. GG's to both of you.
GG's. Thanks.
Nevdi, how happy were you to start next to Morph?
Game over at that point. Game over.
I was
honestly,
talking about how you must
I
have been
can't.
grinning because I know you like double suits with Morph early, and then you got supers and power bombs followed suit. So I was like, man, I'll have to ask Nevdi, but I'm sure he was feeling great.
Once I got speed, I was just really comfortable in this one. Like that was the point that I was like, okay, this is good. It doesn't really matter what happens now. I know what I want to do, and that was just like play the X's. I think I made one bad X play. I didn't really check the map long enough to see it was Gauntlet, but the rest worked out okay.
Yeah, you did mention that. It was a little conservative to go for those, I think. But
Yeah,
you know,
I wouldn't have done
you
it
kind of
if it was
got punished a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
and I just have to play like peak versus Techno before I'd probably like go other majors and stuff. But like, Waffle, shoutouts to you. You are cooking lately. I think you've taken some games. You've like, you know, in this double suit mode. I know you've been grinding it this week and everything. And I'm not saving. I'm not doing anything safe. I'm just playing all out that I can. Because
Thanks.
yeah, I think that I don't know. I got my eyes on you, Techno. I think that you're really good.
Techno's been cooking. Techno, so you made an interesting decision at the start, which I guess now you know it kind of hurt you, but I think so when you decided to go back to Aqueduct, was that you just trying to follow like potentially the next step in logic, or what led you to do that decision there?
I was just hoping there were good mages or something in Aqueduct.
Right,
I wasn't,
right.
Like, fully thinking about it.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it's a low chance, but I was hoping, you know, maybe. I played a lot differently than I usually would. You might have seen, no, you did see, I went up Bryn Shaft and then I went back down again. Like,
Yes.
After seeing the escape room, I don't know what was going on. I was like, I want to go for the map. I was like, no, I should go for Torian map. And I was like, no, that's Three Musketeers. I won't survive that. And my mind was just all over the place. I just couldn't decide.
Well, we actually think you made pretty good. I think like one of your strengths actually there was, even though the decision didn't work out, I think you did make like decisions quickly. Like Eddie pointed out how I think that's like really good. Like even though like it was a little bit unorthodox for you to immediately like turn back, go to Aqueduct, it still was like good that you made a decision instantly, right?
As opposed to getting like analysis paralysis and just like
that's a really good point. I think that's huge. I think that you just have to live with it and just make sure you're making the call quickly. because
Yeah.
you can probably get a few bad calls done quickly than one call that takes so long. So it is just what it is. So deciding
Exactly.
quick is huge.
Like just if you have something that's like, 60% good, 70% good, 40% good, and you sit there and you try to mull over between the three options for too long, that's just worse than doing one of them like immediately. And I feel like you at least made your decisions quick rather than just like sitting there and staring at the pause screen like I like to do. Emin and I both like to do that. So
I do that like way too much.
yeah. So if the big stuff happened to be an aqueduct early and stuff like that, that obviously could have been gigantic for you. But Nevdi's route, honestly, I'm sure we were talking about if Nevdi was feeling nervous. I was saying, maybe the escape was making him feel slightly nervous, but obviously like everything kind of, it seemed hard to beat the route that Nevdi took. Because everything kind of worked out nicely.
So
Good point on the escape too, because with the escape, no, no, I didn't go to Shacktool.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He skipped that. He skipped that major techno.
Yeah.
Did he get the X's in that area as well, or?
No.
He did get a couple. He didn't go all the way to the top left like you did, but he got the ones that were close by, and then he went right in the wreck ship.
Yeah, I realized.
He did check the major and X's and wreck ship, but those were. I mean, that was actually Nevdi's weakest play probably, and it still wasn't that bad. But that was like the only thing that was like a pretty big punish, I would say. You were actually able to skip those techno, which was really good, but because you had collected everything already. I think the other thing that was kind of rough was unfortunately, like you were trying to go left to get the map, I think, in Torian, and like you saw one way, and then you go up, and then you see golden threes out, and then you go up, and then it's the green gate, and unfortunately you didn't get through that green gate, which maybe would have helped. I think that would have been a little bit better if you were able to do that quicker, but it didn't really like matter too much because I think it was only like Mother Brain, right? In Torian, I can't really remember.
It was only Mother Brain in Torian. Yep.
Which Techno did scout early, actually, so that was like a good thing for him. But unfortunately, it again didn't really lead to Techno's favor because up top was just, wreck, ship, dead end, then come back.
Yeah, and it's required too, which is that's when I felt very good, like after speed and everything. Once it was like the play wasn't to take PBs back to Aqueduct and continue there. Like once there was a boss in each zone, which I love, once there's a boss up there, I honestly, when I reset escape, I still felt fine. Like I just thought this route's kind of dumb because you need to go up there anyway. So I just felt, I felt very comfy the whole time. Once I was thinking about the alternative routes, I'm like, no, you just have to do this, I think. Unless I'm missing something. But yeah, the wreck ship play was the only bad things. I probably just skipped all majors and all X's there. But yeah, everything else felt cheater route. It was good.
I thought if you were to grab that X, that maybe you'd go for the major first instead.
Yes, I was supposed to. Yeah. Too quick mapping, and I'm like, no, it's Gauntlet. I'm an idiot. And I was gonna go, and I'm like, no, Eddie's on comms. I'm gonna look like a moron. Let's just clear it. Let's pretend this was the plan all along. And then I admit there was a mistake. But
yeah, it was interesting. Because Techno, upon getting the power bombs, went back to Aqueduct, actually was able to scout out Mother Brain like really quickly. So there's definitely worlds where the world expands out up north, and you could maybe the game you go into wreck ship, and there's a bunch of different hubs. It's a big giant hub for a lot of things and multiple bosses, and there's that world where Techno has that Mother Brain information. And can just immediately turn around upon becoming go mode and turn back. But obviously, just the way that it worked out, like you just had the best route there, so it's hard to beat it.
Yeah.
Looking at Norfair now, the amount of mages that are there, charge, I assume. I didn't see the credits on Nevdi's side, obviously, but like would have like gathering the mages in Norfair like straight after going down into instead of going up to wreck ship and then you go right in Aqueduct, find Norfair, would that be any faster instead of like
because you're stuck. There's no Ridley up there, so you complete, so the charge has like no value. And then I'm guessing you're stuck in the criteria. Is that like you don't have boss knowledge, so you have to go Krat, or did you avoid that?
Yeah, if you don't know about the crate in wreck ship, then you're going to be incentivized to go into criteria, especially because the ice there's grapple and ice right next to criteria, so you'd probably pop in there and then you'd get baited and it'd be really bad, I think.
Yeah, I think it's just because criteria exists that doesn't work. I think that's and ammo is
bait.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd get burned if you actually went down and completed this out rather than going up. So it worked out pretty perfectly for Nevdi, honestly.
Always lucky.
I mean, to be fair, you played the standard route, so it's like I think it was fine. It was just honestly, it was just that slight divergence at the beginning that didn't work out for Techno. But like then Techno, like he wasn't that far off, You did have a strong lead, but like Techno then like regained their footing and was going through the motions. But yeah.
I felt good for Techno the moment at the start you both grabbed Morph. Techno chose to immediately go and take Morph into the Morph tunnel to the left, and then you went to the right and got punished for it, Nevdi. I was like, it's over. Game is over.
There's no coming back.
Nevdi's not trusting in the Morph hole.
Yep.
And I was like, this is Techno's to win now.
That's funny when I saw you dodge, leave Nevdi, because I was like, where's he gone?
Oh my god, it's just up here. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. And GG's fellas, that was cool.
Cool series.
Double suit's always wild, I think. And I knew Nevdi was feeling good. This double suit with the Morph.
only because Morph is there. Like honestly.
Yeah.
I don't feel good in double suit until Morph. I really like this mode, and I think it's got its own meta compared to the other ones.
Right.
I think there's a really cool way to play it, and I think Techno is one of the people that plays this one pretty well. So I always knew this was going to be good. It's a cool mode with its own meta. It's not as straightforward as it appears. So I really enjoyed this one. Don't ban it versus me, thank you.
I've been banning double suit every time because I've been only picking the weird stuff. So
You want to have fun, man. You want to have fun. You want to do cool things.
I'm just trying to do weird stuff.
I was a bit annoyed before game 1 because I'd done a few of the Metroid ones because I beat you by 10 minutes, Emmett.
Oh yeah,
that one was fun. And I was like, whoa, Metroids, I have a chance at just lucking my way into a win here.
Insta ban.
Yes, sir.
Insta ban. I banned it and taken it as like, shame.
If I play versus Eddie, I'm definitely trying to play either Metroids or no objectives.
All right, so with the results of today, Nevdi lucking out and going up 2-1.
Nice luck.
Nevdi, you're going up against Mo next round, and Techno, you're playing the winner of his Beardness and Chozo Bozo 86. So, any thoughts for both of you on your next matchups? Guess we can start with you, Nevdi.
Yeah, I just said I used to like Mo before. And then we had a post-game chat about a thing that he did in the seed, and now we're enemies. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Did something absurd and beat me, and I've been salty as tossing and turning that night. So need a series against Mo. Mo's cool. Mo's one of the There's a group of people that have come in from Map Rando only specifically, and Mo's one of them. So I always I don't know. I like that group of people that have been birthed out of what do you call arcade and Map Rando. So
right. I
don't know. I got a lot of respect for Mo, and I'm keen for that series.
It is interesting because both of you and Mo both probably have a little bit of a chip on your shoulders. Obviously, Techno taking a game off of Nevdi is obviously really really big, right? But Mo also getting a game upset to Nis. So both of you going in 2-1 into the next round. So I feel like there's gonna be some the gloves are gonna be taken off. There's gonna be some swinging. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we want to make a statement, both of us, I think. We're I think we want to win big, both of us, I think.
Yeah. And then Techno, obviously, you're going to be playing against the winner of Beardness or Chozo Bozo. So that's going to be fun. Any thoughts maybe going down? Because you're getting to skip the first round of losers because you were able to get this far into the bracket.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's good. I'm kind of glad I didn't beat Nevdi here, actually, because going against Mo, now, no chance. I'm not even lucking that, That's it. 0-2. So
you're right. I agree with that.
Yeah, I've played with Beardness before. Against many season 3, season 2 races and stuff, and I'm I think we're pretty equal. There's definitely times where I've been demolished by him. So there is a a concern there. I haven't really seen much of Chozo Poses. I saw him play. Was it Albert?
Yes,
Was that
yes.
round one? Yeah. And he put up a fight, but it's Albert, so I don't really have much to compare it to. But yeah, no, like either way, it's going to be fun. I'm not going to be like thrashed by Morse. It'll be a decent equal fight, I would say. Hopefully, not to inflate my ego, but
Yeah, but
You got this.
getting into the round 2 though automatically puts you into the potentially the silver bracket. So,
that's nice.
very exciting to see what's to come in store and what's to come ahead. But yeah.
Well, I
All
hope
right,
you do
guys.
well. Hope you smash it. This one I know we've been hyping up all week, so it's really, really cool to see it. Big names on comms as well. I am going to watch this one back. Thank you so much
Same.
for both of you doing this as well. And
Nevdi, you're not gonna want to watch that back. But yeah, GG's guys. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me. Good job, Nevdi. Proud of you, bud. Techno about to swoop the losers bracket. Hopefully, I don't run into Techno because I think he's like 58-1 versus me this season. So, but yeah, I'm gonna log off. GG's guys.
GG.
All right,
guys.
GG's
Thanks,
Nimit.
man.
So Nevdi, Techno, any final things you want to say before I take us out here?
Just thanks for the races. These have been very, very fun, and I assume it's been fun for all the viewers and stuff. So, just good times. Thanks for the good times. I don't know.
I echo it. Yep. Thanks as always, my very boring but sincerely met thing. Really, just thanks to everyone. Thanks.
Okay. All right, well, there you have it. So, GG's, Nevdi's Techno. Thanks everyone for watching the Super Metroid Map Random Tournament. This was winners round 2 versus Nevdi versus Techno. Nevdi taking this series 2-1 is going to be going against Mo in the next match. They just have to schedule that. And Techno, not out of the tournament, is going to be placed already in losers round 2. So skipping the first round for getting this far in the upper bracket. And that's it. We got plenty more matches and plenty more content coming up on SG. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next mission.